Hello, Blaisville Middle School, and today I will have a few special guests for you. First of all, I have Chloe here, who was in my last class video last year. Second of all, I have Scott Card here with me. How are you, Scott?
Good.
Okay, well today I will have a few special questions for you, asking about dog training and why it's important to train your dog. Okay, first of all, how can I train my dog to get them to work and find a scent and get them to follow it?
You want to train them that it's a game. It's fun for them to do that.
Okay. Second of all, how do I get my dog to bark when they found what they're looking for?
I used a tennis ball and I held on to it until Cassie started barking, and when she started barking I gave her the tennis ball.
Okay. Will my dog run when we're on the search and she finds an animal? And if she does, how can I stop it from happening?
We train the dogs to avoid and ignore those animals through practice.
Okay, so practice makes perfect.
Yes.
What other kinds of search and rescue are there?
There's avalanche search, there's cadaver human remains, there's water search, and then land search as well.
Okay. Do you have to have a degree to train your dog, or can you just find facts on like Google and YouTube?
No degree necessary. However, try not to look at the internet for your facts on how to train your dog in search and rescue because you don't want to be misinformed.
Okay. Is there a tip that you could give us on dog training?
Just make it as fun as possible and have fun doing it. Don't make it a chore. It's fun.
What should my dog do when they find the person or thing?
When Cassie finds a person, she will come back and bark at me. But she will leave that person for a short time, but then she takes me back to that person. Some dogs will actually stay at the person and bark.
So there's different kinds of things that
Yes.
they can do? Okay. How long does it take for the dog to understand what he or she is doing?
It will take quite a few months to kind of get it practiced well enough that the dog will understand exactly what they're doing.
Sort of like that question, but how often do you have to train the dog? Like, is there a minimum or maximum out of a week that you have to do it?
I train 3 to 4 times a week.
Does that give the dog more perspective of what they're doing?
Yes.
After a long time of not training the dog and not doing the search and rescue part, will the dog forget how to do it, and will it be easy to train them again if you have to do it?
They might be a little rusty at first, but they'll pick it back up. It's
Okay.
something that they know.
Is it easier to train them when there are pups and adults when they know more?
It's easier to train a dog as a puppy for search and rescue than it is to start with an adult dog. And not all dogs are cut out for search and rescue. Some dogs just can't do it.
Is it possible to make a training or obstacle course for my dog, and is that considered training?
An obstacle course would be good just as far as the dog being able to get up on different types of obstacles. It doesn't necessarily help with the search, but it helps the dog gain confidence that they can jump over logs and rocks and get up on things.
Okay. What will happen if the dog gets hurt on the job?
We try to know as much canine first aid as possible so that when we carry enough stuff to patch them up if necessary and get them out and get them back to a vet.
Okay. Do people ever get scared by the dog when they come to like rescue them, or are they like relieved?
I'm sure a little bit of both. Probably a little bit scared because Cassie would actually leave that person, so they might think that they're still lost, but she'll come back and get me and then take me back to that person.
Are search and rescue dogs kind of like police dogs?
Yes, and in a way that the search and rescue dogs are much friendlier. They don't do bite work. They do detection work like bomb dogs do. It's just they're just looking for something different.
When I reward my dog, should I give them a treat or throw them a toy?
Some search and rescue dogs work for toys better than treats. Cassie works for a tennis ball or a frisbee when we do search work. She gets food any other time for other stuff.
Can the dog get along with other dogs, or will they be mean after they've learned, how to kind of get through the search and rescue part?
Search and rescue dogs should be very friendly dogs and be nice around other dogs in that.
Can search and rescue dogs be small dogs, or do they have to be big dogs?
They should be of medium size. We could teach Chloe to find different things, but she would be tired quickly probably. But more medium-sized sporting breeds, labs, German shepherds.
So mostly dogs that can run faster and get to their point quicker?
Dogs that are just more adaptable to being outside.
Okay. Do the dogs ever have a break, or do they just work when they're needed?
Usually just work when we get called out, but that's why we practice 3 to 4 times a week so that we're always ready.
Okay, last question. Do you think it's important, what are the pros and cons of training your dog and not training your dog? Do you think that you should train them or not?
A trained dog is obviously a better dog because they know more things. They can do things a lot better than a dog that doesn't have any training. So it's always a good idea to train your dog, whether they're going to be trained for search and rescue or just to be your pet.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And thank you for watching. These were the questions and tips, and we will have one short part of the video left. Thank you. Bye.